Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to In the Streets with Big Stone. I'm still on the case of the 8 people that was extradited yesterday to the United States of America for alleged lottery scamming. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most appalling things in this case is that there's a lady by the name of Dahlia Hunter who has not one but 2 sons involved in alleged lottery scamming. One of her sons, Casray Gray, was with her while she boarded the flight to the United States of America to answer to alleged lottery scamming charges. Just a few months before, one of her sons, Lavrick Willocks, which is considered to be one of the most wealthiest Jamaican. He is valued over 1 billion Jamaican dollar, was taken into custody by the FBI and taken to the United States to answer charges of alleged lottery scamming. Here is his story. Milton Lavrick Willock, 27 of Tortuga Drive, Greenwood in Trelawny. He's said to have earned well over $1 billion from the illicit activity. Willocks is accused to have been involved in the lottery scam since he was 21 years old, and as over time his organization has conned U.S. citizens out of some U.S. $8 million or more than Jamaican $1,033,000,000. He was arrested on Saturday on an extradition warrant from the United States and is to appear before the court in Kingston on Tuesday. He was captured at a hotel in Kingston where he was found hiding in a garden. The cops said that a search of his hotel room yielded US $10,000, Jamaican $148,000, and several electronic devices and jewelry. Willock is named in a North Dakota indictment which names him as a head of a criminal network which include Deonville Antonio Harara, aka DJ Wawa. He said the typical lifestyle that the cameras display in St. James area where they're showing off their loot. There were the cars, the nightlife, partying, drinking, flossing as they call it, literally drawing attention to themselves, throwing cash, burning cash sometime, Chambers told the Star. Despite being a subject of interest for police investigation since 2012, Chambers noted that Willocks, who was exposed to territory level education, managed to elude the cops until he was arrested on the weekend by a joint task force between CTOC and the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Task Force. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here is an alleged scammer who the United States government has declared that he has scammed over 8 million US dollar, over 1,033,000,000 Jamaican dollars. Isn't greed a factor here, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't enough? Or because of the way the money was gained, it is that addiction that makes you want more and more and more. I've said this many times, and especially to see a mother who should have been there as the guiding force for her 2 sons. Maybe she was a mother that has to take care of her children by herself. But this does not condone the kinds of allegations that are thrown up against her. It doesn't look good to see this elderly woman in her late 50s or possibly early 60s going to jail in the United States, which I'm sure with the kind of evidence that these police officers, these FBI agents, these skilled, trained law enforcement has conjured against them, trust me, they're going to be spending most of 20 years behind bars. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a mother who is almost 60 years old. How could you get yourself involved in that? I remember as a kid, if I ever find a penny and I bring that penny home to my mom or my dad, I would have to take that penny back. Where'd you get that penny from? Who gave it to you? Where'd you find it? Pam, pam, pam. A couple of slaps and that penny will go right back to where I found it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to be responsible for our children. We have to be responsible. We cannot just sit here and let the government think that they are the one responsible, or the school teachers think that they are the one responsible. Training and taking care of your children begins at home. So let this be an example. Look at this lady, Delia Hunter. She should be retiring now, sitting back in her gardens with her two sons hugging them, even if there's no money. But there's that wealth of love. Greed, ladies and gentlemen, have led some of us to do some of the most stupidest thing on the planet Earth. I hope this will serve as an example. This will serve as an example for all of us to look and say, hey, no matter how long you think you can run, you certainly cannot hide from the long reach of the law. Use this situation as an example. And I'm still appealing to youngsters, especially in the Montego Bay area, the Westmoreland area, the Negril area, the Clarendon area, the Manchester area, areas in Kingston, St. Mary. A matter of fact, the entire parish. Those youngsters who see this as a lucrative life, who see this as a nice life where you can party and enjoy yourself, remember there are consequences, and consequences is serious. You as a young man, 25 years old, can you imagine spending 20 years behind bars? By the time you get out, you're 45 years old. Huh? Locked up in one place, doing absolutely nothing. The chance of you losing your life behind bar is very great because you'll be with hardened criminals, murderers, child molesters. Do you want that? Huh? And another thing, ladies and gentlemen, while I look at some of the photographs, and it is in the news that some of these alleged scammers was actually smiling. How can you be smiling when you're on your way to 20 years behind bar, maybe more? And a matter of fact, what the United States ambassador said, they're going to make sure they can draw all other charges so these people can spend as long a time as possible. So we're looking at 25, 30 years behind bars. This lady, Delia Hunter, might just die behind bars. Is it worth it? A few dollars, a few luxury living and so on. Is it worth it? No, it's not worth it. So listen to what Big Stone said. Don't get involved in that. And if you are involved, take your time and dry yourself out and live a productive and legal life. Thank you very much for watching this video. And if you can tell someone to desist, please pass on the message. Have a great day. And thank you very much for watching.